Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Tom Farmer, President of the Board of the Mason County PUD Commission, and I'd like to say that Mason PUD 3 is proud to be working with the Economic Revitalization Board on this happy day. We're able to help 300 customers access world-class 1 gig fiber optic cable. This project will bring unlimited gigabit broadband access to those 300 customers. These folks previously were unserved by unreliable and slow DSL connections. This project represents a lot of work on behalf of the PUD, and I see many of the folks are here that were involved in the planning and execution of this project. And I'd like to give my heartfelt thanks to the work that they've done, and especially the community members that have also been a part of this project. We have our Director of Engineering and Utility Services, Justin Holsgrove, here, and he has a few marks prepared that he'd like to talk to you. And at this point, I'd like to introduce him. Justin?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Thanks, everyone, for gathering here. Just a couple of quick stats about this project. This is our first of 12 areas that we are building out through the Community Economic Revitalization Board program through CURB, and we've been successful with 2 different applications with CURB over the last several years. And in total, we are receiving about $1.4 million in grant and $1.4 million in low interest loan. And then there's PUD 3 match on that to bring gigabit fiber to about 1,300 customers throughout Mason County, 12 different areas. And this was the largest grouping, and so we tackled it first. And there are 22 miles of new fiber cable installed throughout this community. They're very excited, as Tom mentioned. I see Stan Olson on the call here, and Stan, one of his jobs is as customers want to connect to this network that was built, they make an application, and Stan is the one who connects to their home, which if you know anything about fiber, sometimes that's the most difficult part of this whole process, the last mile or the service drop. And we've had about 50 applications already from this area just in the first couple of weeks of this area being available. So very, very in need, and folks are responding quickly to it. I'm sure we will make a large dent in what we call take rate in no time at all. So that's really great. We are also moving on to other projects in CURB. We are under construction in the Tahuya River Valley, and many others to follow. So it's not just this, it's just the tip of the iceberg, and we're rolling. You know, during the COVID time, we've seen a great increase in both internet traffic and the need to respond to high-speed broadband as an essential utility. And we know that Mason County is far behind a lot of other counties, and that's probably because of our rural nature. Those of us that drove out here today know that we sat in the car for a long time and drove through some of the most beautiful country in the world, but it's a long ways away from most infrastructure. PUDs were created back in the 30s to respond to bringing essential services to rural communities, and that's really what we're doing here today. Because of the increase of COVID, we knew that we had to respond quickly on a temporary nature, or not permanent, a long-term solution. So we set up 29 Wi-Fi hotspots throughout Mason County for people to be able to drive up, do their business, and then take off. And one of the locations is here at Schafer Park. I'm not sure if you can see, but on this pole right behind me is one of our Wi-Fi hotspot areas, and it covers this day use area here. And we had a great partnership with Joe Fernandez and the Washington State Parks. Joe's here with us today. That really helped to streamline the install of this Wi-Fi hotspot. And we were only able to do this because of the CURB project that was just wrapped up and completed. So this is a really great synergy of Mason PUD 3, of the Community Economic Revitalization Board, Washington State Parks, and ultimately also our private service, retail service providers. Through the single fiber connection that Stan is working on connecting to these homes on the network that the PUD built with CURB, customers are able to choose between any number of private providers. And they can get unlimited gigabit service, HDTV, phone service or advanced networking circuits over this single connection from a multiple of sources. So that's a really beneficial to these customers, not only that they have access, but they also have choice. So we've been working really hard on this. We've got a lot more work to go, but we're really excited about where it's come. Now, I'm gonna pause here for just a second, and Janaea Delk with Curb just logged in because she is gonna be put on the spot here in just 2 minutes. Janaea, I got 2 minutes, I'm giving you a heads up. So Janaea, I was just saying how the partnership between Curb and Mason PUD3 has been great. It's been awesome working with you guys, and we're just getting started on the many areas through these projects that we're working on together. I just got done saying that this project also allowed us to do a Wi-Fi hotspot way out here in this part of Mason County as a kind of step in the right direction to get these folks connected. And maybe I could turn it over to you if you had anything you wanted to share from a Curb perspective about this project, or you know, about Curb's rural broadband program.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to have a moment. I'm really excited about what Mason County PUD3 is doing out there. You know, this is one of our first projects that the board approved with our rural broadband program in 2018. And the Fiberhood program that Mason County PD has, I'm always talking up to all the different PUDs that I talk to, talking about different models that they could possibly use in their area, since you know, all of our local governments and the tribes do it a little bit different. But I think the way that you guys are going about it really works for you, and if that can work in other communities, you know, I send them your way all the time. So I'm just excited about what you guys are doing out there, and to hear, hopefully as you guys move forward from the communities, how they respond to having connectivity and how it's helping them in our current situation with people working from home and kids going to school from home and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's perfect timing what you guys are doing today. So thank you.
Excellent, thanks Janae. One of the stats I shared before you got on, I want to make sure you hear it, is that in just the first couple weeks of the applications being available to connect, we've already received about 50 requests for connection out of the 300 or so total. So you're absolutely on it right there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, you know, we've had a great partnership with Curb, but moving forward, we're also, as she mentioned, working our Fiberhood program. We've also had a successful application with the Rural Utility Services Reconnect program, this big truck, Matlock truck, and then we also have made an application to the Public Works Board for the Coquitlam Communities Project, and that would bring 680 customers who are currently unserved in the same way that these folks were, gigabit fiber, and that's just right next door to this project. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, and we're up to the task to do that. I want to ask if Linda would like to make any comments.
Oh, no, not really.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yep,
I
sorry.
think everything's been well said.
And then Russ, you're also here too, and I want to give you the opportunity to share if you'd like to as well.
I'll just say congratulations to you guys and Janaea and Herb and the efforts put forward here. This is brilliant. It's in line with getting people hooked up to the state goals and the mandates that we have for 2028. Making certain everybody's got future scalable broadband at their homes. And this is an ideal project. It's a best practice. It's one that we should be pointing toward. And congratulations to all you guys, and good work all the way around. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Thanks, Russ. I also see Katie Crabtree from Representative Kilmer's office. Katie, is there anything you wanted to share?
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
I just wanted to hop on and say congratulations. I'm sorry the congressman couldn't be here himself. But we're just so excited and really grateful for the partnership we have with Mason County PUD, especially during this pandemic. I'm constantly being like, I'm sorry that you really, your internet access might not be the best, but here's the hotspots, and I know they're working on it, and they're really good partners, so I just appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Thanks, Katie. All right. Okay. So we're gonna turn the computer, and we're obviously on a laptop, and we're gonna aim it over here, and you can watch us scuttle around and cut a ribbon if you'd like, or you can drop off the call. We're officially done, but we look forward to talking to everybody in the future.
This is exciting times here. Open broadband access.
That's right. Oh, here we go. We're opening it up. All right.
Well done.